Hey!
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT Tarot for today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome. Welcome to the show. And that looks like it doesn't fit right.
Well, too bad. It's gonna fit right for me.
Okay. Well, as long as you can deal with it, that's fine. You know, if you had asked me, I would have given you...
See?
Oh, it's pretty though. It is pretty. It's very seasonal. I can't complain and argue.
You are.
And I won't. Oh, and if you're wondering about my hat, everybody, it is something I had Fiber Magic at fibermagic.com do for me. Lucky money hat. I just thought I'd show it off again as we're both wearing the green today. And you'll see it on my Material Matters show for sure. I love the hat, and she does great work. And as a matter of fact, she gifted me this amazing chakra doll, and it has stones in each of the pockets on it, and it's going to help me do some chakra work for my health and healing. So Fiber Magic is a great follower. Please, by all means, check out her site. She has great stuff there.
I've put it up on the screen there too.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you, Fiber, for all of your support.
Oh, yeah. Mini-me's got to go back there because, I don't know, I have no room again here. I don't know how that happens.
Thank you, Viddy. Appreciate that.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, there I am. Okay. Wow, a lot of people have come in. My chat was stuck.
Too many. No.
We're doing really good, thank you, Viddy. Today's a good day. It's been a few good days lately. Why is it that I always have weird things happening in between my cancer doctor visits, but when it comes to appointment time, almost everything is fine? So when he asks me how I am, I'm fine. But I hadn't been the whole time during this period.
So go to the website, fibermagic.com, to see all kinds of items there, or consider also, too, maybe there is some dream or vision of yours that she can make real with the weaving of her magic.
Oh my gosh, she is so magical. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
At any rate, I am using for our card for the collective, I decided the Resurrection Oracle today by Jenna Della Grataglia. An interesting deck, which I think can be read upright and reversed, but I'm not completely sure. So I'm going to have Mr. O draw a card. I could look real quick here. Yes, there is a reverse, so... All right.
And I see Kara has joined us too.
Hi, Kara.
Hi, Kara.
All's quiet here on the you-know-who front for now. But you may notice a little black blob in the cat tree up there.
Shadow,
Yeah.
our dark
It's
one, is
nearby.
up there.
All right, here.
All right.
It's a bright. Okay, what do you got?
Finding Your Spirituality, number 25.
Ooh, nice. Nice for a Sunday, eh?
Very nice. Amen.
All right, and namaste.
Namaste.
Finding your spirituality, your soul food. Some of us take the spiritual path our parents guided us onto when we were small, and others must journey within and throughout to find what resonates in them and stirs their soul. Remember, each person has their own journey and destination. It is great to find a spiritual community and be with others who share your beliefs and thoughts. It is equally important to remember others may not find your beliefs in line with their own. This is okay. You're being asked to find your own spirituality inside yourself. With that, hopefully you find patience, peace, understanding, and respect for others. Take care how you express yourself in terms of your spirituality. Becoming overly zealous can be off-putting and intimidating for others who do not share your point of view. You know, I don't mind being out in public and wearing, for example, some accoutrements of my spirituality, jewelry and such, but it's never been a big part of me. My spirituality is here. I don't need to necessarily wear it with special clothes or jewelry per se, although I wear crystals for healing and various things like that, and imagery also for certain reasons. But, the spirituality is within us and is us. It could be reflected in the color of clothes you pick for the day and things like that are more subtle. I mean, it's okay to be proud of who you are and your spiritual beliefs, but you don't have to, how should we say it, shove it down people's throats, okay? And like others do.
A lot of us in our quest for spirituality, or in our quest just for our place in the world, sometimes we feel like we need to be validated by others, but really the only validation we need is really how we validate ourselves, or how those who are the most entwined in our lives can help us validate ourselves. So remember that too, that sometimes when you're seeking something, you don't have to play it loud and proud to the world, because you're the one you most need to let that invest inward.
And they brought up another really good point here about how our spiritual journey can be our family trad, what our family brought us up in, or it can morph over time. Many people spend their whole lives seeking spiritual paths and journeys and exploring a lot of different things. That is fine too. And, it really is a lifelong journey, spirituality. So however you find it, good luck on your journey, and wherever you find it. All right, that's what I have for the collective. Nice card.
And I'm teasing Angel.
Thank you, Mr. O. I have a very big affinity for wolves, so this is one of my favorite shirts.
I didn't know you were Mrs. Banshee. That means I'm Mr. Banshee.
Oh, you like Mr. I didn't see that. It says Mrs. Banshee.
Right, so that infers that I'm Mr. Banshee.
Yes, you are. And he has a nice shirt, too. He's here for just the shenanigans.
I could be worse than Mr. Banshee, I guess. I remain Mr. O. Right, it is
I gotta catch up with the list here. Holy moly,
pretty
a lot
big
of people
zero.
came in. So let's see what we got here.
Who are we starting with?
We
Nicole.
are starting with Nicole, and you can shuffle for that with your deck.
All right.
And tell me the question if you can find it.
Nicole, what is coming towards me?
Got it.
All right, so I'm going to use my Tarot of the Secrets for that. I don't usually wear a green t-shirt. I wear some green long sleeve shirts, so...
He wanted to match me today.
I could never match you, dear.
Ooh.
And Ari, don't worry about your question. I'm sure we can kind of vibe in on that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a 2 and 2 to me.
That's
the
exactly
first
what
or
I
the second,
thought.
the second
Yes.
or the third, whatever it is. There's 2 options there. So we can figure it out.
I get that, Violet. It will be time.
Yeah, we are filling up today.
Okay, so Nicole once again asked, what is coming towards me? And I'm using the Tarot of the Secrets.
Yeah, we're up to 16 people already, so I'd say maybe 2 more.
And here we go. So
Maybe 3, but 2 for sure.
all right, so what is coming towards you? It's the Ace of Pentacles. Something will begin that really can have a sense of promising prosperity or activity in the material realm for you. So this could be the idea that you get an upgrade in pay through a job or some situation. It could also say that maybe you begin a project that maybe has some material rewards or prosperity. This could also mean too that you're working on doing things that protect yourself too, that you're creating more of a foundation for your security, and that could be the physical security as well as maybe just a sense of feeling comfortable, safe in your surroundings.
Well, it could be, I think, Nicole, this does herald a time of a new beginning for you, maybe where career, finances, money. It could also be in the home front as well.
Yeah.
And I also can't rule out a healing journey here, but this would be more of
nice.
in my mind, it would be more of a physical healing journey. You know,
Okay.
getting out and walking more, enjoying the fall colors, doing something that grounds and centers you more and really helps your body. An exercise program, for example, dietary, you know, watching what you eat. But whatever the case may be, this is really a promising new beginning for you in one of the material sectors of your life.
So why is that important? And it's the reverse Six of Pentacles, which we've been seeing lately. But there's the idea here that you do have to balance, and if this is really talking about maybe a number of the material or physical aspects of your life. And some of this is probably stuff we've talked about before.
Well, that's why this is important, Nicole, is because there's been some imbalances that need to be righted. Whether it is with your finances, whether it is with your physical state right now, or whether it's with where you live, you know, you need to find something that you can, you know, manage financially or afford to do, or, you know, you just need to get back in balance again if it's something more, you know, with your body. So that's what I see here.
So ultimately, Nicole, where will this lead you to? And it is the Ten of Swords. So that's kind of a downbeat there. We're going to try to see how we feel about this here. It may mean that, of course, the obvious could be that an entire way of your existence has to end. You have to make really big, drastic changes, or somebody is going to be pushing you into that perspective or doing that in some way.
Well, you know, and when you think about it here, maybe perhaps some of the people in your circle of friends or family all are not friends here, and some people may choose to try to undermine your efforts in some way. And so just be aware of that and don't allow it. You seem to be, especially with some of the cards, you know, we've been seeing for you lately, Nicole, you seem to be on a really good path right now. Don't let others and their little games or pressures divert you from what you know you need to do.
And another really awesome way to think about this too, Nicole, or maybe it's not very awesome, but this is a snapshot in time, and so this may be where it seems to be leading, but it doesn't mean it's where it has to lead.
Guess who made it, Kara?
Oh, isn't that lovely? Lay down, you.
All right, I got some Lenormand here.
All right, so here's the Lenormand, and one is the Crossroads, and of course, I think you've had that before too, of course, at the Crossroads. Hold on, I want to move these up a little bit. They're still visible, but that way the Crossroads is more visible. And the Lily. So the Lily and the Crossroads. That's kind of an interesting flow there.
Yeah, you know, I really kind of like this because what it is saying is that your potential for growth, your potential for blossoming is, you know, maybe tested, maybe challenged, could be at a crossroads because of things that are trying to block and undermine your progress. So, you know, what path are you going to take, Nicole? Are you going to go down paths that are not helpful or growthful? It doesn't sound like that to me.
I know you've had this
focused on your
before.
well-being, focus and all your well-being. And I'm not just talking about what, you know, you're emotionally, physically going through, but also maybe your financial concerns and others. Don't choose the path that will be one of growth for you.
There's something that almost seems a little bit karmic here, like maybe this is a thing that keeps coming around the crossroads because you really are getting more opportunities to continue working on the changes you need to do. And that's what the Lily's about too, the sense of evolving and changing, growing.
And it does show, Nicole, you know, when you're on a recovery journey too, that you know, you're always at a crossroads in a way. You always are going to be facing that to some extent. I think here, though, the Lily sometimes talks about long-term things, old age even, it can be with the Lily, maturation. And so, you know, seeing it with the crossroads makes me think here that you need to consider about the long-term consequences of what road you choose to travel on. Okay? So that's what we have for you today. Good luck with that.
Very true, Banshee, she says.
Oh,
Thank you.
Hey. What is this? I can't explain, Sonny. He's just leaning on my arm so heavy here. It's like, you're not going to move it. You're not going to move it.
Oh, Sunman. You're welcome, Nicole.
Okay, thank you, Nicole, and good luck with that. All right, I'll get my deck going for Libra.
Libra.
Hi, Libra. What message did the blue jay have for me? Blue jays can be kind of mean, can't they? But you know what? I like blue jays. I like them a lot. I like the way they look. We get them around here, and they're so cool.
I remember that old song by The Wings, Blue Jay. I'm a blue jay, I'm a blue jay.
Yeah, sing it. Oh.
Those are the only words I know. You're a blue jay, you're a blue jay.
I can't remember it either. Mr. O, you're going to have to look at some lyrics.
Oh, dear. Cats are not to be scared of.
Oh, don't be afraid of kitties. They're so awesome. Hey, they've scratched me up from time to time. It's true. But you know what? I've gotten bitten by a dog a couple times. But one in particular really stands out when I was a kid. It was a pit bull. I'm lucky it was just one bite out of my ankle. That kind of terrified me for years. But we had a dog, and I love pets. I love animals. Dogs, cats.
Yeah, I grew up with dogs and cats and a lot of animals. My mom was animal lady.
I did have a crush on a kooky guy, though, in high school who had something I would never want as a pet, a tarantula.
Uck. No way.
No, and I don't care if they've been depoisoned, defanged, whatever. Want that thing crawling on me? No.
No, I don't like spiders.
Alrighty then, so this was about the Blue Jays message. What is it? Wow, it's our card of the day for today. It's a Ten of Wands.
It's a Ten of Wands and it's upright.
Well, Blue Jay is recognizing, Libra, that you've been carrying some burdens, whether they're emotional, mental, or physical. Something has been weighing heavy on you right now.
Blue Jay says you need to think about this, that there's maybe something you can do about it, but right now it is there for you.
Blue Jay, they're tough birds, so I think here that they look cute, but they're tough, and so maybe it's saying too, you just got to hang strong during this period. Blue Jay wants you to know that you're close to finding a solution or a way to ease those burdens. You might be completing a cycle, maybe some work will ease up soon, or pressures on you, but for now you got to hang tough. So why is that important? It's the Three of Wands reversed.
And so the Three of Wands reversed says it may be important to realize in this particular instance that some of this could be because there were procedures or team members you weren't working with as well, or that this is a caution to say to remember that in certain things there may be people who have your back in a way, or who would be, a likely partner of sorts. You need to not forget about them and maybe to figure out ways to engage them in this process.
Was this reversed? Shoot, I might have mixed up my deck. I picked it up.
Oh.
But where are things headed? Well, this period... Oh, I didn't even say that card,
Yeah, you didn't.
I'm sorry. So before we get to where things are headed, let's just say you're carrying a load right now because maybe things have not turned out the way you had planned. Maybe, something has upset the apple cart in your life, and Blue Jay is saying you may have to rethink your strategy here of how you're going to ease these burdens or these struggles, because something is not working the way you had hoped it would. Now, whether that means you have to get everybody to toe a line here or get on board with you, or you have to rethink your plans, something's got to change.
It occurs to me that maybe this is an idea saying you kind of have to do this on your own. You know, that you're not going to really find someone else to help you with this. It's maybe just really is kind of your burden, and so you have to figure out what you're doing there.
So where are things headed? It's the Two of Cups.
Now that's much better. The
Well,
Two of
I
Cups.
think what it'll do is it will improve your, it will, number one, I feel like it will make you feel whole. Perhaps you feel like you've been scattered all over the place. Perhaps you feel as though maybe you've been carrying more than your fair share of the work. But I feel here, if you hang on, you get through it, maybe some help is on the way. Maybe, some people will decide to, help you out in some fashion. Also, I think it will improve your connections with others.
Well, I don't know exactly for sure that the Blue Jay was saying exactly this, what I'm about to say, but why it was important was like maybe there was nobody who was really a good partner to you, but where it leads to is maybe find the person who could be more helpful to you, or the situation maybe, if it's not an actual person, but something that would better harmonize with and align with your interests.
Right. So what do you got?
With the Lenormand then, we have the Rider and the Cross.
Yeah, so well, I think it's a struggle right now, and hopefully you'll be able to move past that. That's what I'm hoping with the Rider coming after the Cross. But you still may be going through some painful period trying to hang on, while you're still shouldering these burdens and getting people to realize you may need some help in some way.
The sense of the Ten of Wands is sort of like a sense of still movement happening. So I'm not surprised the Rider came up, and the idea of the Cross is just a reminder that that sense of those burdens are still going to be there. And so all the other stuff we said, it needs to be worked on before you get there. That's all. And of course, everybody knows that. So
work through your grief, move through your grief.
Violet, don't worry about Shreya. And if we're not able to add her, if she comes back, we may end up closing the list before then.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, we just say it once or twice and we're done.
We can only do so much. I mean, if they're determined to, not leave us a question, that's the way it is.
Well, Shreya is up now, am I right? So
right.
Let's just see if Shreya's there and can post us a question, and if not, we'll move on. Let's give it a few minutes. We'll just discuss the fact that we don't have any special shows this week, but October's here, and we're dreaming up some ideas. I'm hoping Mr. O will follow through with a sneaky plan he has for some giveaways.
Should I talk about it?
Well, I'll just give a hint. It may be a sort of form of scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And that's all we're going to say for now.
Find the clue. But other things is last year I did something where I used the 5 or 6 vampire decks I had and did Thirsty Thursday instead of Twisted Thursday, where I just pulled a card from a vampire deck and sort of went at that for Halloween. A few years back, we did Halloween haiku, so I may repost that video because that was a scream. That was like our first year, I think, and we had a lot of fun with that.
We may have to repost Halloween. I am thinking of offering for a low price access to all of our Halloween haiku as a kind of document available through Canva, because I can't get the darn thing formatted right to publish it on Amazon. And also I can't use the graphics I put together. But on Canva, I can. So I could offer access to this, permanent access. Canva's not going anywhere away from me. It's like you have your own little ebook of fun haiku with cute graphics.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun putting that together.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we flapped our gums enough to realize...
Wait a minute. One more thing. We're going to keep you all guessing. It's going to be hard for me to keep Mr. Scorpio's mouth shut, but we're going to keep this quiet until we roll it out.
You're talking about?
Yes, that thing you're not speaking about anymore.
Okay.
All right. Hi, Christine. We'll get you on the list.
Hi, Christine. And sorry,
I think
Shreya.
2 more and that's it.
We're probably
Shreya, we're moving past Shreya.
Right. So we're on Lilith. Hey, Lilith. And what is keeping me from being the best at my ventures? Is that my deck this time? Maybe?
Yeah, we'll maybe do 2 more, but we'll see. Go ahead. Yes, it is your deck, because I just did this.
What deck do I want? I'm going to use my Dark Grimoire, which is kind of a Lovecraftian kind of feel to it. But that's it. It's just the feel. It doesn't have anything else about Lovecraft necessarily.
Yeah, I'll go with 2 more, Violet, because we did lose Shreya, so that saved us a few moments. Although we did yabber.
Well, we'll just have to see what we can do. It's only 2:28.
And I'll try to keep Mr. O on point. If you see me doing this, Mr. O. Oh, by the way, Angel Rivera and others, if Angel's still here, who have brought up the chimes that they might be hearing. We finally figured out what it was.
Right. We have a ceiling fan in the kitchen, the next room over that way, and there's a little thing that jangles against the glass of the bulb because of the current of the air. It just sort of jangles there. It's one of those pull switches.
It's a short thing that you have to pull to either turn the lights on or off or the fan on or off, besides the light switch. And it bangs against the glass bauble there.
Sometimes it's louder, and we kind of screen it out because we're just used to hearing it.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for me to hear things like that because I have a constant ringing tinnitus in my ear due to my cancer. So
mystery solved.
I don't always hear
All right, Lilith. And that was once again, what is keeping you from being the best at your ventures? And it's the reversed King of Cups. So am I doing this in your spread reading or just the 3 cards?
I think 3 cards
for
this one.
The next one is the 8 of Pentacles. That one's upright. The King was reversed for us. And then our final card is another 8, and it's the upright 8 of Swords.
So you got the 8 of Cups upright and the 8 of Swords upright?
Yeah.
And then you have the 3 of Cups reversed, correct?
Is that the 3? Did I say it was the 3? No, it's the King.
Oh, God, the King of Cups reversed.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a tough one. I think what's keeping you from being the best at your ventures, you may have a lot of high expectations, maybe. I'm looking at that 8 of Cups and wondering here if maybe you're aiming too high right now, believe it or not. Maybe you need to lower your expectations of yourself at this time. I mean, that's one thought I have thinking about that card there. But the 8 of Swords is upright here too. Mm-hmm. And the 8 of Swords to me indicates that maybe you have a lot of self-doubt. You have a lot of self-doubt about how, about your own ability to create success for yourself here. And maybe, but maybe it's because you have set the bar a little bit too high for yourself. I'm kind of wondering.
It is indeed the Dark Grimoire Tarot Angel Rivera. And I'm sort of just getting a gestalt feeling here, Lilith, that this is like a weird kind of schizophrenia. I'm not saying like you're schizophrenic, but like on the one hand, it's sort of like both of those things in a way. It's like, you sort of think you should be doing more, you're capable more, but then another part of you doesn't really have that confidence of sorts. There's another thing that to me the King of Cups reverse says, and that maybe is that in some respects you maybe are your own worst enemy, that you're overly criticizing or you're sort of mean on yourself or down on what you think you can really excel at.
I know I didn't address that King of Cups, But there's two things that come to mind with that one for me. And one is that, you're obviously depressed at your progress, I think, or you're kind of not feeling it. But also that King of Cups could also be saying here, make sure nobody's taking advantage of you, that your time, your energy, your resources, some of us, like in what we do, for example, some people might think, we don't charge enough for our readings or different things like that. So, just make sure with what you're doing, you're doing right by yourself and what you're offering to others. I put it that way. And don't allow others to take advantage of your good nature.
That's a really good thing you said there, because some of this could just be the way of what I said before, that sometimes, whether we intend to or not, we think others are more able or necessary to validate ourselves, and then we allow their attitudes to maybe inform our progress or how we're doing it. And so this is saying too is that it's okay to listen to people, but maybe at the end of the day you just have to really screen out some of that, even if it's good necessarily, because there could be other reasons why people tell you things that are good but aren't necessarily true either. So over here in the Lenormand is the ship. And the book. How interesting those are when they show up together.
Well, this also has a number of ways I could look at this. So whichever one resonates, Lilith, with what we're about
Sorry,
to say.
Shreya, but we can't.
Nope, we've got 19.
We tried to get your question from you,
people.
and you wouldn't respond, and we are already very filled up, so we are sorry.
Yeah. You got to leave the question if you're going to move on.
Yeah, if you're not going to stay in our chat room or be there when we call for you, that's it.
And it's especially important on a Sunday because we're very busy.
We get too busy on Sunday.
So with the book and the ship, Lilith, I think I look at two things here. Maybe less thinking and planning and more movement is needed here. More productivity, more actually, doing the work and immersing yourself in it than dwelling on what's wrong or what you need to do to fix it. Maybe also, on the other hand, I could look at this as saying, perhaps looking at what other people are doing a little research if this is involving something that, is something that others do. See what they're doing to be successful and at their best. Look for mentors as possible too, is what this is saying. Somebody with more knowledge and experience, and do some networking in groups and organizations that might be able to offer you, some ideas and suggestions, and, that might help as well.
So those two cards in a way does seem to indicate that maybe there's a level of both assertiveness, movement in a particular direction, and that the goal is to maybe find out things that really would be helpful. So of course, only you can determine what is helpful in that sense. It could be information about the venture, but maybe it's information about how you present yourself or how you move towards that, or something else of that sort.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. I hope it resonated. And I hope things work out for you. Good luck with that. We're on Ladybug?
Yes.
I think? Ladybug.
So that's going to be your deck.
Cute. Well, the last day for the Golden Girls Tarot for this
All right. Well,
season.
thank you, Lilith. I appreciate hearing that.
All right, awesome. Good luck with that. I think it's not something you can't overcome. Say goodbye to the Golden Girls after today.
Bye-bye.
Maybe I'll bring them out around Christmas time and the holidays, along with my pasta tarot.
Well, wouldn't it be better to find the silver golden ladies or something else?
Well,
Christmas silver. So.
I have the Tinseltown tarot. I know. Not the same.
The tacky Tinseltown tarot?
It's kind of Well, it didn't
It's
say
not
it
very
was
tacky, but-
tacky.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, he is a limp noodle over there. I don't know why he gets so desperate to get up here, because then he just crashes totally.
He's here for Kara.
Well, apparently, Aaliyah and others maybe are succumbing to his charms.
Well, okay. When will things get better for your household? Well, the Four of Cups is here upright. Ooh. I see. The Five of Pentacles is also upright. And the Sun is reversed. Now, whenever the Sun comes up in a reading, it's not necessarily a bad thing either way. So we'll talk about that.
Right, a reverse sun is not really that different from the sun. So it does sort of indicate that maybe ultimately things will end well.
I'd like to see that. But yeah,
Okay.
ultimately, I think there's going to be some better times ahead, I think. But
Those other two cards have to be taken into account, though,
yeah.
as well as these.
Ooh.
And the woman, which could be you or some person in the situation. And the coffin. And of course, they did sort of say it a little quietly. But,
Well, I'm hoping that's a positive sign.
okay.
Unless, in fact, you have lost someone recently, Ladybug. You know, if somebody has been ill and has passed on a woman, a friend, a family member. Sometimes that can indicate that. But let me just say here, looking at all of this, I see another picture forming. And that coffin, and that could be for you, saying something will be coming to an end for you. And I'm hoping it's the difficult times. Because I can see here with that 5, let's just start right there with that 5 of Pentacles. And I think it's in the middle for that reason. It wants us to start there. It's dominant. It's saying things have not been going well for you and yours right now. Whether it's physical problems, health problems, or financial difficulties, or just a lot of stress and tension in the household that's wearing you down. I think that is possibly going to shift a little bit here. The Four of Cups sometimes says, well, you know, you need to step back a little bit and really think about what it is you need to do to turn this around. Now, sometimes that means that, but also sometimes this means that maybe some help is available there and you just can't see it. And sometimes that's true with that 5 of Pentacles too, that there is a way out, you're just not seeing it right now.
I really like that. I was going to say something pretty similar, but I'm going to go more that way, actually, Ladybug, too, because at first I thought the Four of Cups maybe represented you really trying to find the choice, find the way to make things better. And, of course, that is important, but maybe this is really saying it's not happening for some reason. It's not hard to find. Maybe other things are sort of diluting or obscuring that estimation of it, that, you know, while you're trying to figure some things out, there are some other side issues that maybe dilute that. And that means that maybe you're not seeing that the overall idea is that this is something that you may need to find a way to work with others or find a way to remove yourself from that situation. The Five of Pentacles sort of represents a way of changing your focus, if nothing else, to find the key, the solution, etc.
And I think it's possible. And you know, with the Five of Pentacles, that's a card where they're standing outside of a church, some people that look homeless or like they're in dire straits, and they need assistance, but they won't open that door. They won't go through that door. And so this is the problem. And with the Four of Cups here, that person is sitting there, you can see, but they're not taking that cup that's offered. And so, but you need to think about that. What is out there that could change things now? Or what could we be doing in our household or whatever that can change things for the better now? And I think here with the Sun reversed, it's saying once you figure it out, a recovery is possible. recovery is definitely possible. And to me, it looks like something has to come to an end for you before conditions improve. So whatever that is, whether it's an end to bad habits, whether it's an end to things that are draining your finances or resources, whether it's things that are, stressful and conflicts maybe in the household with each other, that has to come to an end.
I wonder if you feel like pulling the bottom card or anything else, just the idea of where the help could come from.
You could, well,
I know we don't always like to do this, but sometimes we may get a feeling. I got the feeling this time.
he asked for it. Spin it.
Oh dear. The Tower. Well, you ask where this help could possibly come from. And believe it or not, the answer with the Tower is that maybe you've had this idea before, but you weren't really thinking of it seriously enough. A lot of times the Tower represents something falling apart, and there's a lesson you need to learn from that. And so maybe this is saying there is something to learn from it, but you've been here before, and maybe the clue is the way it happened before, or something that can kind of evoke that sense.
Well, I'm looking at the coffin and I'm looking at the Tower. And again, the Tower talks about, sometimes things just have to crash down like this before we come to the realization of what we need to do. And so if you feel you've hit bottom now, or all that you can handle, it's time to sift through the rubble and see what lessons you need to take away from this, lest this cycle continue. So sometimes we may need an outside objective opinion to figure out what's wrong and what needs to be done. Whether that's counseling, whether that's financial counseling, whether that's psychological counseling, whether that's medical or health counseling. Sometimes, or if it's legal matters or other things. Sometimes we need that. If it's family counseling, for example. So sometimes we need that to figure out what's going on if we can't see it for ourselves. But I have a feeling here, if you're on the path, this is one piece of advice. It doesn't seem to look like, other than possibly looking for an objective opinion, that there is a lot of outside help here. It is saying a door is open. So I guess you have to figure out what door you need to open and pursue it. I'm not getting a clear picture of what from here. We might be able to tackle that next time in a reading if you want to, Ladybug, just to focus on it, because it's not here. And it would say right now that the answers lie within. You're going to have to figure it out. And once you do, I think things will start to improve.
I like what Violet's saying too, and I think it's fairly corollary. The Four of Cups, maybe what you're not seeing, or maybe what you don't want to see, you're hiding from yourself in a way, is the fact that you fear the destructive process that could lead to renewal, that maybe getting rid of everything really is very daunting. And sometimes people feel that way. Change can be very, very hard for people. They may think about other people's concerns, other stakeholders, whether you have children or other people that could be affected by that. So we wish you a lot of luck, but I think Banshee's right. We might have to try to tackle this in another way in the next time.
And just say, when we tackle this next time, we can look for maybe where this help is coming from. Where do you need to seek help and assistance? Or where this opportunity might come from that could turn things around for you. Because one thing to consider here is maybe it's not a person.
True. Dan.
Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's moving to a different environment. Maybe it's downsizing, things that you have. Maybe it's consolidating loans. It might be something else more physical and tangible. We'll have to try to get that next time for you, okay? And I wish you luck with that.
We do. Take care.
Jackie!
Hey, Jackie. One of our friends from across the pond.
All right. A problem with the contract.
You're welcome, Ladybug.
Very welcome. Good luck.
Ah. Okay, so I'm going to use my Star Spinner Tarot. It's my turn again.
I know. I'm just getting my next deck. Right.
Will there be a problem? And we can always do a quick yes or no if we're not getting a very conclusive answer. All right, I'm just going to deal the 3 cards. So the first one is the Wheel of Fate, also known as the Wheel of Fortune, number 10 in the Major Arcana.
Upright?
It's upright.
Awesome.
Then we have the reversed Queen of Cups. And then we have the reversed Justice, Major Arcana.
Oh, man. Well,
So,
before you go
I'm not
there,
liking
you may
those.
want to see this. Because it is about a house.
The house shows up in Lenormand, so there's that. And the tower, and of course we hasten to add that of course Lenormand's tower is not the same as Tarot's tower.
But there's an interesting story here.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, the Wheel of Fortune can go either way. It is upright. I want to think that maybe things will turn out okay in the end, but there could be some snags. I won't rule out that there could be some snags. I mean, you have Justice reversed, right?
Yeah.
You also have the Queen of Cups
Cups.
reversed, which indicates to me, you're going to be a little bit stressed out over the situation. And when you've got the Tower and the house together here, I almost think it could indicate that, yes, there could be some, legal things that you're going to have to pay attention to. Some finer points here. Maybe you're going to need to make sure every T and I is dotted. Make sure you have, some good people working with you as far as drawing up these contracts go. Or, make sure you have somebody looking at them, if contracts are drawn up that you have to sign. And it is related to a house. So, we have that.
All of this fits like a glove, literally. And I do agree, though, that maybe things are going to work out, the sense of fate and fortune. Maybe what it means is that, of course, legal things that are happening suddenly just whisk away. And this happens for any number of reasons that we wouldn't even understand in the legal system. But it does. When you say contracts and then justice shows up, that's because of the legalities here. And so with the Queen of Cups, this could just be saying that as a minimum or as a possibility, you're not happy or you're stressed because maybe the contracts involve some things that maybe you felt slipped in that you weren't aware of. And so that may either add to the pricing, may add to delays of some sort. So I think that could be realistic there. And maybe that sort of comes through with the Tower of the House too, that maybe banks as institutions that tend to control the practice of buying houses have some snags. Everybody wants to make a little bit, even if it's just, a few bucks here or there, because they do it to everybody. It's a cash flow for them.
Banks, corporations, legal institutions, or legalities, documents are all involved with the Tower card. So, in the Lenormand. So, it could be, like I said, a little frustrations.
I like what you're saying there. I'm not sure if we can address that. I think we could. Think the offer they make to...
Okay. Well, you got to have it looked over, I think,
it,
by somebody who understands it, and maybe you need to seek some outside, advice here. But That Wheel of Fortune indicates that luck is on your side or fate here. So either you're going to be able to stop yourself from making a wrong decision or, signing something you're not clear about, or things will get cleared up and then you'll be happy and sign it. But yeah, there's some stress and frustration associated with this.
I did the thing she hates, but I felt I had to do
You
it.
gotta keep moving.
I pulled the bond card, and it's the Seven of Swords, and I think it just says that something will come to light about what this is about, and you will probably be able to work it through because you have that knowledge.
Is that Seven of Swords upright?
Yeah.
Well, the Seven of Swords upright means to me there could be things hidden from you. So you're going to have to be careful here in ferreting out what that is. If it was reversed, I would agree with him, but I can't.
By telling you that there are secret things, you will need to figure them out.
In other words, I've tried to get him to stop pulling extra cards. Stop it. We got a lot of people here waiting for readings.
Well, fine.
But I thought it was pretty clear anyway, Jackie. But, I'm glad he did that because it does kind of fit in with the rest of the reading.
It did.
At least my interpretation of it. Arr, 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 arr.
Sure.
All right.
You're welcome, Jackie. Good luck. Let us know, of course.
All right.
You
Who's
do.
up? Who's up? Who's up? It would be Tanya, right?
Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
A V for me. The feelings of V for me.
What are the current feelings and thoughts of V for you? Okay. Six of Swords reversed.
And this is the Dark Woods Tarot, which I love.
Oh,
The
I'm
Six
glad
of
you
Swords
like it. I like
reversed.
it too.
I do like it.
I'll probably be using this for cards for the collective in November, I think. I've been thinking about it. Seven of Pentacles reversed. The Queen of Pentacles is upright. Mixed bag here.
Okay, and in Lenormand, the fox, who looks a little derpy to me. The good old derp thing. And the man who is Batman.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. That Six of Swords is rather troubling to me, being reversed. I'm thinking that right now maybe you're not really totally on their mind. They're trying to figure out what they need to do. I wonder if they feel, I don't know, if this is a broken relationship or what the situation is. If this is just somebody you're hoping to start a relationship with. But I think with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, it's indicating that they're really ready to make a move. They feel like that nothing has been happening, or maybe they feel stuck with their feelings for you right now, like there's nothing going on there. But it's possible that that's about to change. Now, how it's going to change, if it's going to be for the better...
Oh, we just got a donation from Jackie. Thank you, Jackie.
Jackie, thank you so much.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you so much.
It's the dancing cat.
I made it larger so it would show more.
It's so cute. I got to dance with the cat. Okay.
New subscribers have a special cartoon,
right.
too. Thank you, Jackie.
Appreciate it, Jackie. Thank you so much. So, at any rate, I feel here that, Tanya, it's really hard to read some of these cards, what they mean emotionally. I think they care about you in some way. Seeing that Queen of Pentacles there, I feel there are some thoughts and care, but I feel like as far as anything romantic goes, nothing is moving right now. They're really not sure what they need to do or what they want to do.
There's a sense of sitting on the fence to some
Yeah.
degree, but maybe there's an impetus to do something, but it still sort of seems to not have fired. And
Yeah, there's not a lot of fire there.
And I almost wonder if maybe there's either somebody else that is not necessarily a romantic prospect, but somebody who maybe calls their attention for some reasons, maybe has something, an obligation going on with them. Does V have children from another relationship that they have to be responsible for, or something of that matter? So I get the feeling like something is sort of inhibiting V a little bit, but I do think that V has feelings for you, but they're not really able to act on them, or at least at this time.
You know, it's Six of Swords. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm wondering if V is having difficulty of letting go of something, some problem situation, or some problems from the past, whether it's between the two of you or it's involving someone else. They feel kind of stuck. And it's a sticking point with them. And so if it's between the two of you, there's something that's stopping them from wanting to make that move right now. But they do care. And I almost think here that they're highly attracted to you in some way.
Well, I agree with that too, but I also wonder too if there is past history, does V possibly feel that maybe not everything was really clear or understood with him? Not going to say the deception word, oh wait, I just did, but like maybe that they didn't understand something, or maybe they feel like they were not given the right answer for some reason.
Okay, that's what we, I think that's what we have for you. It's pretty cut and dry in some ways, not really completely, but I feel here there's something that they can't let go of, and it's blocking them from really moving forward with how they really feel.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
Good luck, Tanya.
Leah
thanks for
is
coming.
Up. May I have a spirit reading, please? You sure can. That will be Mr. O's deck.
Indeed. And I'm going to use my Night Sun Tarot. It's done by Fabio Lestrani, who also does the... Is it the Murder of the Crows? No, not them. They do another one that I really like. Oh, it's the Tarot de Santa Muerte.
Oh, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I brought out my Santa Muerte Lenormand.
Hi,
too.
Raj. We're sorry we can't take you today. We've closed our list.
Is the list closed?
I thought it was. Have we closed it?
No, because I thought I was going to take another person, but Shreya just lost her turn because we can't. People have to be there. But I thought we were going to take one more person. You know what? Let's take Raj. If Shreya's really here, I won't rule out taking Shreya at the end.
I won't roll it out either.
But Shreya's got to wait or leave a question for us to do it. And now let's close the list.
Yeah.
There.
I'm going to do that
I
real quick.
said it.
Sorry, I can't do this right now. I have to do it later. Okay, so I'm going to...
You can put your note up, Violet. He'll
Yeah, I'll get to it in a
he'll
minute.
close the list in a minute on the screen.
Thanks, Violet.
I'm going to pin Violet's message.
Thank you.
There it is. And you can get that when you're ready. Focus on the reading, sir. I'll get my Lenormand.
Yes, okay. So here's the reading then.
Spirit reading, my reading.
All right. So the first card is the reversed Queen of Pentacles.
You're using the Night Sun.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera reviewed that on his blog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Favorably.
Favorably. I do like this one.
Which one is that again?
It's the Queen of Pentacles reversed.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's a great tarot. I really love it.
the spirit reading for you, Lena, right now is to be a little bit, how should I say, protective of your finances and your resources at this time. Don't overspend. It's not saying anything is going to necessarily happen bad, but this is a time to be more frugal and take more care, and not get carried away with your financial matters right now. Also, this is a time, Spirit is saying, that you really need to take better care of you as well.
That's what I was going to say. So we'll just leave it at that.
Well, okay, if you want.
I agree. I mean, I think clearly, Spirit says, there's more than one aspect here, and that
Right.
part of this is about taking care of yourself too.
So why is that important, Mr. O?
Because we have the Page of Pentacles upright.
Oh, wow, because...
It's important because you need to be able to find something or to put your attention on truths or situations you're trying to understand, that there may be some values or some knowledge or wisdom or truths you want to understand, and you need to be able to be totally free to do that, to not have any encumbrance like possibly other responsibilities. And you can never totally get rid of those things, but you need to be able to put your mind into that situation, to focus on the spiritual questions you have.
Well, I wonder here, because this is a spirit reading, that it's a reading from Spirit, that it is saying that maybe the reason you have to be a little bit more frugal and careful with your spending is because this is a time to start something new as far as maybe a savings plan goes, or an investment plan of some sort. Maybe even investing in yourself. Maybe you want to save money so you can join a health club, for example, a gym, and work out, or do something, get some equipment for better health. Maybe to start investing in some new, like I said, in some new investment plans, just for the future, to now think of the future. A lot of people don't think of their futures and will they have enough money to live off of when they can no longer work anymore. It's important, as I find out.
So where will this lead to then, Lena?
A little late.
Is that the 2? It is, isn't it?
It is a 2. The 2 of Wands.
It's reversed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The 2 of Wands reversed. So
where will it lead to? The 2 of Wands reversed.
Well, it could, I would say if you don't do this, it could lead to, I don't want to say defeat, but it could lead to things just not working out well for you long term. I think here that, you need to develop a better strategy, and that's maybe why that card is here. So where is things headed right now? You need to develop a better strategy.
Right. This takes us back to the physical. My interpretation of this card was a little bit more on the spiritual side than hers, but I have to agree with her that this is about, planning for yourself, putting yourself into new situations that will bring benefit or reward of some sort to your life. And without being able to do that, you may find that you're flounder, or that you don't have as secure of a place in your world as you want. And that maybe there could be people who would be able to chip away at what you have. So you want to watch that. The Lenormand. And it's more rods. It's the rod itself, which we like.
The whip.
And the clouds.
And the dark side is facing them, aren't
Yes.
they? Well,
Good for you, Lena. Good for you.
I think you need to clear out. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I think you need to clear. It's really funny here. Maybe I will say this, that maybe you need to think about saving more money for a rainy day, for the unexpected things to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty with the clouds card here. And I think what Spirit is saying is, you never know what can happen to throw you off your game. What sudden things could just show up and mess up your best laid plans, your best laid strategies here. Suddenly a job disappears out from under you, or suddenly something happens to you, maybe health-wise, that throws you off, your game. So this is saying prepare for the unexpected.
I like what she's saying there, because I also feel from another point of view that this is saying that moving quickly, when you have to, and strategically, may be confusing or maybe off-putting to you in certain ways. And you're going to have to temper yourself for that realizing that sometimes you're going to have to be able to adapt quickly to certain situations.
So if you are doing this already, like you said, you are saving, Lena, I would just say to you right now that these cards are indicating this is really important for you to do at this time. So it could be indicating, I'm just going to say it, that it's possible here something unexpected might occur where those savings might prove very useful to you. So good luck with that.
And that's what we have. Good luck, Lena.
And Christabel is up. Hey, Christabel.
Hey, Christabel. Okay, great. Thank you. We'll look at that. Appreciate knowing that. Thank you again for your donation.
Okay, so Christabel.
You're welcome, Lena.
Oh, Tarot Healer's up. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Did
sorry.
I not
We apologize. We're sorry. Christabel
Whoopsie.
is coming soon.
You know what? I didn't have Tarot Healer on the list somehow.
And I did, but I apologize. I was sort of...
Sorry about that.
So that's your reading, or your deck.
All right. And I have the
Thanks,
Haunted
Violet.
House Tarot.
Totally our bad.
My bad. Oh, I didn't see that. Ah.
And I need a sip.
Okay. Let's see.
How does Virgo see me as a person?
Virgo?
Yeah. How does Virgo see me, Tarot Healer, as a person?
It's Justice. Justice is upright.
That looks like a bad nurse to me. Well, Justice could be a bad nurse. I don't know.
And then we have, what is this? It's the Knight of, wait a minute, it's the helmet. That's the page, right?
You're right. Horses are.
Yeah, it's the Page of Cups reversed. Ooh, and then we have the Moon upright.
Wow, maybe you are some compelling mystery to them.
You are a mystery. No, well, I think they're trying to look at you very, how do they feel about you as a person? Okay, but let me do it that way. How do they feel about you as a person? I think they think you're fair-minded. I think they think you treat them well. If there is any, conversation or communication going on between you, I think they think you are, you're smart, you're sharp, you know how to make good sound decisions for yourself. What do you say about Justice?
Symbolically, the idea of the nurse there sort of gives me that feeling that there's a sense of this Virgo's looking at you as kind of a no-nonsense person, like maybe they look at you as sort of like you're close enough to Virgoian standards, in a way.
It's funny.
But definitely like what Banshee said, there's a fair-mindedness about you, and or there's a sense of precision and things like that.
Well, I also feel here that maybe they think you're pretty balanced and stable.
There you go.
I can't rule that out again with that card. But the second card, kind of indicates to me, though, that they may think, at times that you might be, how do I want to say this? That maybe you let your imagination run away with you, that maybe sometimes you're not connecting also with them on a more intuitive level. Like maybe they just feel like sometimes you should just get them, and you don't, according to them anyway.
Well, you're talking about the page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I look at the page, and especially in opposition to the first card, Justice, I get the feeling like the Virgo is looking at you and feeling like maybe you don't have romantic feelings for them. They're wondering really if like you're too much of this law and order person, and maybe you haven't relaxed enough, or you're not grokking their own feelings for you, because I feel like they look at you and they don't see you as being romantic in return or as a possibility. That may or may not be true, but that may be what it seems they feel.
I feel they want to get more connected with you on an intuitive level, in a way, on a deeper level with the moon here. Now, I don't know that means romantically or just friendship-wise, whatever, but they want to get you know more of your soul, in a way, your inner self. And to them, right now, that still seems to be a bit of a mystery. And that's why I was going the way I did with that Page of Cups, which can also be about, intuition.
So it's kind of interesting because, of course, maybe they're looking at you as not necessarily romantically interested in them back. Could be, but they are interested in you, despite them maybe thinking that you may not be interested in them. And maybe that's what the mystery is like, why would they be interested in you if they don't feel like like they're really covering themselves well on some level, maybe, is what I feel for that too. Like they want to sort of remain secretive to you. So here's the Lenormand, and I think it adds some interesting ideas here, because there's the book, and the book is about finding out about things. But here's the dog. And of course, all men are dogs. We always know that, right? No, this dog is talking about somebody who could be a loyal friend or somebody who has loyal attitudes.
I feel here, this is very interesting to me, that the more the Virgo finds out about you, the more they will trust you, and they will trust opening up more to you.
So they're treating you as the mystery. They're seeing
in
you.
In a way.
Yeah. And I like that. And I agree totally with what Banshee said, Tarot Healer, is that they're probably going to continue moving in the direction they are, even if, like a Virgo, it could be more cautious, That's
Interesting
a Virgo.
reading.
All right.
Good luck with that.
Good luck. So we're going to move on then.
And now we are on Christabel.
Right. Hey, Christabel. Is my Cappy honest with me?
All right.
Well, that is a good question, isn't it? So I'm going to use the Uncommon Tarot for this one. I feel like just going with the yes or no, and then depending on whether...
Okay.
Then going with 3 cards if we feel like we need to go there. So we're going to do this as a straight up yes or no. It may reveal some other attitudes, or the Lenormand may give us that.
Do you like my hat?
Sunny.
No biting the yarn. No biting the yarn.
He just wants to rub against it. That's so cute. He's so cute. Thank you, everybody.
You're adorable. You know it. Oh, I need some room, Sonny. He's such a mama's boy. You got that right. Holy cow. Oh. Oh. Wow.
So it's leaning towards no, which doesn't mean that they're definitely being dishonest.
Well,
Christabel.
we'll talk.
Okay, we will, of course. And that was the one lone ace, the reversed ace of pentacles. But then the other cards were the Chariot upright. That's the Chariot. And then the World reversed.
Wow, I don't know if they're being honest with you.
Yeah, I'm now feeling like, it is leaning towards no.
Well, let's throw these out there and you'll see why.
We're not done yet, Christabel. The dog and the snake. And they almost like tell a story just on their own. But we'll start at the beginning. The Chariot represents some situation about drive or movement towards something. So could this be saying that Cappy has a reason for why they're moving the way they are and not necessarily being forthcoming? Like they sort of feel the ends justifies the means. That could be an idea behind the Chariot.
It's really funny with that drive and motivation. And then seeing the other card there, that's so confusing to me.
The World reverse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like they're driven to finish something. Is it to tank this relationship or friendship with you? Or is it something else? They're being driven to finish something that they're not being honest about with you. I mean, maybe that's possible here. I can't rule that out if you are concerned if they are being faithful in some way.
I'm getting a psychic flash that suggests to me that maybe somebody they knew from before has made an appearance in their lives, not that you may know about. And I'm wondering if this is possible, if you know this, if there's something that could be distracting them. It's not necessarily like somebody that they were intimate with, but maybe somebody that has a drag on their attentions. It's just a flash that came to me.
But the thing was leaning towards no, they're not being honest. And when you see the snake and the dog, it's as if they're taking advantage of your trust in them in some way, or they're thinking that they can. Snake is about deception. I can't sugarcoat
Especially in the
that.
context with the
and
dog.
with the dog. So it does sound like a bit of disloyalty here going on. And for whatever reasons, are they just trying to finish something up and be done with it, and then
and that's coming from the World reversed again.
Yeah. Or are they trying to finish this with you? They're playing games with you, hoping to end it so they can move on. Maybe there's definitely something not right here.
Well,
I can say that.
Scratch the idea of another person, because I do think that maybe what Banshee's saying is clear, is that maybe what they're being deceptive about is where they really want to go with, clarifying the relationship or defining what it is or isn't anymore, or where it's going.
Yeah, so I don't know. They may be telling you one thing about their feelings and that, and, they might be covering up another. So I'd be a little cautious for a while with this one, and
sorry about that.
We can check on it again, but I do think it doesn't look good right now.
I'm sorry about that.
So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
All right, so now we're going to move on to Viddy. Hey, Viddy. Viddy asks, recently I've been feeling pretty strange, heavy, as if I'm holding on to a lot of things. Could be the stars right now. Any guidance that my soul or higher self could have for me? Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really funny you bring this thing up about feeling heavy, because the Ten of Cups the Ten of Wands has been coming up a bit, and that's those burdens and things. And it was our card of the day for today, as a matter of fact, that people are carrying some heaviness within or physically, So seems like that's a thing right now. There's just a lot of heavy energy right now, with all the storms and the upheavals, political violence that's going on, and wars. There's just
a week
a
or
lot.
so out from a full or new moon.
No, we're days away from a new moon solar eclipse. Yeah.
I thought it was closer to a week, but
in
you're right.
Libra.
It's not.
Yeah, it could be sneakiness, Christabel. I hate to say it. Yeah, I mentioned that in my Material Matters show.
Well, and we're moving towards Scorpio, which is a sign of secretness in certain respects. Got a few weeks, but yeah.
All right, so let's see what your higher self has to say, or your soul. Higher self. You've got the Six of Cups reversed. Let's do it with my reading, of course. So, your higher self is telling you are holding on to something. Maybe you're holding on to this idea that things might have been better for you before, and, they're not the same now, and it's kind of like we can't resurrect the past. We have to move forward from the past. You can look back at happier times and gain solace and strength from that, but don't let them bring you down to the point that you want to relive the past. We can't go back. We can only go forward. And if times are tough right now, the other thing it could say is some of the burdens that you are carrying may be from negative experiences from your past that you need to let go of. You need to not hold that baggage any longer.
Viddy, you're a strong and emotional person and a loving and caring person. And so these things that have a hold on your mind and your spirit, they are things from the past that can no longer maybe be resolved by you. And although it's a wonderful thing that you still carry them in your heart, they're hurting you more than you realize perhaps. And so like Banshee says, it's time for you to kind of put the past behind, try to focus on things that can make you happier.
Live in the now and live for, tomorrow. I mean, and when I say that, I'm not saying to be really future driven, but recognize that every day is a blank slate and it is what you make of it. And so let the past go, Spirit is saying, and live right in the now. So why is this important? Well, let's see here. Oh my God. We got that Ten of Wands I was talking about, but it's reversed. So why is this important? Because if you do what I just said, and what he's been kind of saying too, is your burdens will ease. This is a way to ease your burdens in your soul. Is don't dwell on what's gone wrong in your life and what you can't control and what's no longer relevant. It's really not relevant. We aren't defined by our past actions unless we allow ourselves to be. So let it go. Treat every day like a blank slate and that you can tackle it in a new way.
I knew somebody in high school in a poetry class, and the poem they wrote, I always remember, ends, "The past is almost over." And that speaks to the idea of people who cannot let go of the past for various reasons. So I want you, Vidi, to consider that, we only keep the past if we choose to, and that we can really let the past go into an archive to where it's only going to be referred to when it's really important to refer to it, because there might be some other kind of information there. Try to let the past be over.
So I think what's hopeful there and why this is all important is the fact that, with this Ten of Wands reversed here, it is saying you are capable of releasing these burdens and this baggage and this heaviness that you might be feeling.
Yes, you are.
So where is this headed? Okay. Well,
another 6.
It's the Six of Wands reversed. And I think here, what you may have to realize here and where things are headed is ultimately you have to realize you are the master of your own fate and destiny, and that you may not always have other people to rely on to support you or to encourage you. That has to come from here. That has to come from here. Rely on yourself for your own success, for your own moves forward, and for being able to release that baggage. It's like if you're expecting, for example, I had this argument in my past that isn't resolved. Maybe I should go back and try to talk to this person. Don't bother. You know what? Resolve it yourself. Resolve yourself that, well, what's done is done, and, if it's meant to change, it will happen.
I think this card's a strong indication that where you ultimately will go will realize that you don't need to depend on what others think about you.
Right.
You just need to think the best for yourself. And it's important sometimes to know those things for other reasons, but in terms of your self-esteem, you don't need to know that. You don't need to question why they like you more or less or not. As long as you know you like yourself. And you got to work on that.
And where things are heading, I think if you can release yourself from the regrets and things from your past, I feel here that even, when you have setbacks or things don't work out the way they have planned, you can handle them much better. You'll be able to handle them much better because you'll look at the next day as being that blank slate, and you have the chance to make a better life or day for yourself.
Sometimes I used to laugh at all the positive help, mantras going on, but there is a kernel of truth in all that. And so I'd like to leave you with these Lenormands because I think they really are very reaffirming. Here's the clover, which is luck, but here's the fish, which is abundance. And I think what it's saying for you is that you can have an abundance of luck. You can have manifestations of where you feel lucky, where you feel better and abundant about yourself. But you have to focus on those things and not on the regret things.
Well, and I think here too that, like I said, focusing on each day as a blank slate, and it will probably attract luck to you. Maybe you'll be opening yourself up to more synchronistic, fortunate events coming your way, an abundance of them. We need to start thinking of, well, okay, like for example, just being a gambler. I didn't win $1 million today, but tomorrow's another day. Not that I should spend all my money on that, but that's just that's just a bad example. But what I'm saying here is if you really look at it that way, you open yourself up to more spontaneous joy and circumstances coming into your life that could change things for the better. So I hope you can take some of that to heart. That's a very good ending. The clover just boosts everything up, which again makes me feel, Vidi, that maybe you're going through a phase in a cycle right now, but you will be able to unburden yourself. So good luck with that.
Good luck, Vidi. How's myself?
I'll take my cards back. Thank you. And we are on Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Hey, Aaliyah.
Deal with really rude customer to the point where I got so mad. Oh.
Uh-oh. Well, I might give you a tip at the end of this reading.
Well, I think do you want to do a yes, no on that one?
Yeah, let's do a yes or no for that one.
I think it's pretty cut and dry there.
But I definitely want to give you a nice tip that I know about that kind of stuff, and maybe it'll work because it sounds like you have the power. So here we go, and I'm going to use the Gothic Tarot for this reading.
Okay.
I use it a lot for Goth Tarot, but it's nice for the Halloween season in general. Some of the figures definitely look like vampires, but I wouldn't call it a vampire tarot.
Oh, you thought you were going to grab me, didn't you? But you're not. I'm not going to let those murder mitts get me.
All right. Well, they came up
boy.
really quick. 2 aces. So it means we are leaning towards yes with the answer here, that you will see them again. There's your 2 aces. Your final card, though, that may give us more detail is the reversed 7 of Wands.
Ooh.
And I hate to suggest that maybe it means you might have to back up a little bit, you know, that maybe somebody might make you back up a little bit. So in Lenormand, you got the scythe and the fish. So I'm going to just run into that tip right now because I've been known to stare at people, and rather than glare at them, I try to do an inward visualization that maybe suggests they just want to leave. They just want to move away. And you can use any visual idea that works for you. I use one that sort of is from witchcraft brujeria, where you just sort of envision your broom pointing at that person, but on the other side of a door. And the idea is visually, you're forcing them to walk through the door and walk away from you. So that's my tip, is rather than glare at them, just mentally try to project the idea that they're walking away from you, whatever it takes to do that. And try not to glare, because yes, customers will call you on that. They will talk to your manager or supervisor.
Right, they could cause you an abundance of trouble here, depending on how you choose to handle them, Aaliyah. And I do feel here that they're willing to try to take you down, you know? So if they, and I don't mean physically, but you know, I would just be careful with people these days. We don't know who we're dealing with anymore.
Oh, I know.
I'll be honest with you. It doesn't make customer service easy anywhere. You know, for example, I went to get my blood test for my cancer this last week, and they had a big sign up where I was going to register for my test, and it said, healthcare workers are experiencing a 62% increase in bad behavior by customers, you know, rude, disruptive, and dangerous behavior. And so, you know, it's everywhere. And so I'd say be very careful with how you handle this person. They could try to make life difficult for you. And I see that with that 7 of Wands reversed here. They want to take you off that pedestal. They want to make you, you know, make you pay if you treat them badly. Oh, I hate to say it, but just, I'm not saying you have to be on your best behavior with them, but be professional with them, regardless what they do to you, you know?
There's a Michigan story just from a few nights ago in a more affluent suburb. A man just went off on a postal carrier. A female postal carrier was trying to put a brochure in his mail. It was addressed to him or occupant.
It was a political brochure.
And they just went off on them, and they threatened the female postal carrier with a knife. They actually lunged at her. And she had pepper spray, so she sprayed them, and he ran away, and that person was later arrested. But why are you so unhinged just for people doing their job?
Right. It's like you shouldn't have delivered something to somebody of the opposite party, because how dare you, even though it was addressed to them, and they're just doing their job. So at any rate, you know, that's the kind of world we live in now. So we have to be kind of careful. And I wish you luck with this, but I wouldn't, be firm and be professional. You could talk to your supervisor about it and say how they are giving you a hard time, but don't push the envelope with that customer because they might bite back.
What I just said about, the visualization thing, that's working purely from the idea of an active will. And, for some people, they believe that's the ultimate aim of being involved in magical process, that you can figure out how best, to make probable what you will to happen. I don't think it's something I want to brag about or gloat about, but it takes a lot of concentration, a lot of focus.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. Oh boy, we got to get moving. All right, we're on decks.
It is the kind of world we live in. You're right. All right, Dex.
Yes, I knew you'd know, Angel. But it's crazy.
The cat does want that.
So now this guy's going to have a prison sentence or a fine and, and something on his record for what? For what?
I don't want to get too political, but there was somebody who felt that a teacher giving a homework assignment about pronouns just enraged them.
And it was about regular English pronouns, not the whole pronoun thing.
But it
shows how people are blowing things out of proportion now. So, we can't talk about Mr., Ms., Mrs., because Doctor... because it's going to throw people off.
Is this my deck?
I believe so. No,
right.
It's mine.
Okay, so Dex is here. Thanks, Dex, for letting us rant a little bit there. What's coming towards me this October?
All right.
Nice. Okay.
Using my shadow lens.
We know, Violet. Thank you. That's where I saw it. I get the feeling we still have at least 20 seconds delay between us, maybe.
Well, it's the devil upright.
The devil you know, or the devil in the details?
The Nine of Swords is reversed. Wow. And the Ten of Cups is upright. That's a real interesting read this is going to be. I'm curious to see that Lenormand, Mr. O.
Ten of Cups, that's nice.
Yeah.
The Mountain and the Lily. So that's interesting.
Wow, that's going to be a tricky one.
I have an idea.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you want to go first with the other cards or no?
I could go first with the other cards. So what's coming towards you in October? It feels like, there's a liberation of sorts, but after a point of realizing that you have nowhere to go but to free yourself. And so the devil is that idea that maybe, you're sort of caught, you sort of feel like your ideas are not your own or your freedom is not your own, but maybe this trap or the situation that might happen in part of October is relieved because you realize that maybe to some degree this is really somebody else's problem and that you maybe can be involved in it, but maybe you shouldn't let it drag you into feeling that oppressed about it, if that's what it may be doing. And that experience maybe makes you focus or realize where the unconditional love or the super love in your life really is. And it may not be in this sense of trying to solve everybody else's problems and only finding that maybe you create more problems for yourself.
Well, it's an interesting reading. I think here, it seems as though you feel like something is restricting you in some way. But I almost feel like maybe family or friends or colleagues, coworkers, whatever the case may be, if this is a work issue coming to you in October, something is restricting you in some way. Your ability to achieve a successful outcome, your ability to do something, you feel kind of tied down. And, I can't rule out it could be bad habits. Did you overspend, whatever. But it seems like this could have a happy ending for you. Your fears may be relieved ultimately because either something or someone steps in, some circumstances that release you from this. I like what you said about that. And I think here that maybe if you've been struggling or you feel like you have been struggling at something, you're making more progress than you might realize. In a way, the mountain sounds like the devil to me in that there are obstacles or blockages, things that seem to be blocking you from moving forward at this time perhaps, or doing the right thing, whatever the case may be. But I think if you steadily work at it, you're going to overcome this.
This is either a summary or summation or just reaffirming the idea that the struggles you may find in October, and there will be some apparently, you can really evolve yourself and move through them.
Well, I think you're going to finally find some way to free yourself from this, but just keep working at it. Don't give up. It's a process, and I know you probably may have issues with family that are more long-term. It's possible here the lilies are saying some of these may be long-term issues that you will be dealing with, but you're going to find a way to break through that a little bit and feel more liberated. I feel like the sense of restriction and obligations that may be heavy on you right now, they're going to finally ease a little bit. They're going to ease. And it's possible here, too, that you might get a little bit of help and support from others.
I like what you said about the mountain and the devil, because I feel like this is very true, that the sense of what oppresses you is really maybe the idea of these obstacles and struggles. And so you feel like maybe they chain you to that situation or they make movement away from that situation harder. It's a process. The lily says you have to work at it continually, maybe at least until you make really some better progress. So good luck with that, Dex.
Good luck with that. Wish you the best. We're an Airy.
I hate when we do this.
I know I did them at the same time. I'm sorry. I realize that, but it would have happened if I used them anyway, because you have
Okay,
that
so we thought we could do this as a 2 and 2, the one part of the question, the other part of the question. So I think that's what we want to do, and I'm revolving through the decks again, so let's see. All right, good to know that, Dex.
Good luck, Dex.
Good luck. I'm going to use the star spinner again for your
You'll
reading.
find a way to do it. You'll find a way.
Sure hope so.
Well, I think with that Nine of Swords reversed, it's like whatever fears or anxieties that are weighing you down and the pressures that you are experiencing, it's going to ease up a bit. You're going to be able to address the reality of the situation and find a way.
Okay, so I like your question, Ari. I'm not sure if it's the only options. Maybe the cards will tell us that. But let's see what we got here. So should you leave your mom's house on the 1st or the 2nd? All right, so you're going to do 2 Lenormand for each?
I am. Not with those.
So...
Now I'm confused. All right.
1, 2, 2.
So one's the first and one's the second. Let's
first and the
tackle them
second.
though one at a time, although I'll give you the Lenormand for both.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second here. I'm almost ready. One more shuffle. And I'm ready. All right. 1, 2, 2. Okay. So here's for the first one. We got the heart. Oh, and we got the tower.
Okay, and the tarot was both upright wands, an 8 and a 4 of wands. So the
What was
8 of
that,
wands.
the Tower and the Four of Wands?
No, I said an 8 of wands and a 4 of wands.
Got it.
2 wands. They're both upright.
The Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Okay, well, let's tackle that first. Eight of Wands and Four of Wands, they're upright.
Yeah.
Well, I think here that's movement. That's movement. And the Four of Wands seems to indicate joy. You know, so maybe getting out on the first is the way to go here.
There's more energy for you, or there's things that'll move more unimpeded.
And it seems as though, well, the Heart of the Tower is kind of a tricky one to me, but I would say here that it seems like your heart is really into making this move quickly. So do you have everything in place for it? Do you have the place lined up that you're going to go to, that you're going to move to? You know, that's, I think the Tower card here might be indicating that maybe moving on that day too might be, you know, better for you. It just seems like.
So far it does. Now, to me, when I look at the Heart in the Tower, Ari, I'm wondering if this says that maybe you have an assistant like an apartment finder or somebody like that, you know, is able to help you find what you want based on your interactions. And so you love that because you're trusting them, you know, to find the right place for you.
What's the next one?
Okay, so then the second has the reverse Queen of Swords and the upright Knight of Swords. So 2 wands, 2 swords, and of course swords do talk more to conflictual kind of things going on.
That is kind of conflictual. Let me throw the Lenormand at you two, because this is kind of a weird one.
And the first one is the Fox, followed by the Rider.
Yeah. And so,
Queen of Swords could be saying, like, feeling like, you know, it's not your best decision, you know, but you have to do it. That's the thing about the Queen of Swords reversed, is like, maybe this decision to move on the second doesn't work for people that might be helping you or other factors there, but for some reason you may feel you'll have to do that. I would say I would choose the first.
right, you know, I don't know what a difference a day makes in this case, because we're just talking about a day here. But it looks as though the Queen of Swords indicates with it reversed that it's not the best decision you could make. Maybe, you know, if that's your final drop, for example, if that's your final drop dead deadline to move, you might feel less prepared. Like just deciding to get it over with on the first, you know, like if you leave anything dangling to the second, you're not fully moved out or whatever, you'll be able to tie up loose ends then. So I'm kind of almost feeling like it might require more work from you to make this move on the second. It's like you'll try to do everything at once, and here you might have just a little bit more wiggle room. I don't know, but it just is definitely leaning more heavily that it would be in your best interest to do it on the first.
Well, I admire you for being able to work on that, because it is a big deal, even if it's just, you know, your first apartment and you know, it's small and all that stuff. You know, it's a lot to put your head into that. But as an Aries, you are capable of this, Ari. And I would like to say that the King of Swords, maybe combined with the reverse Queen of Swords, still adds that idea that you might rush faster into the process of doing this and maybe make some possible fumbles, but it's sort of indicating there's an energy flow there that is not unappreciable. However, I still feel factors on the first are better. And I'm looking at the Lenormand, and I'm feeling like, did you already talk about the Lenormand?
I did. I said that if moving on the second would possibly require more work, you know, more, because Fox can be about
yes,
work.
okay, I could go with that too.
And
It could be saying too that maybe there's something that would, you know, deceive you in some way, or that you would second guess yourself, and maybe this would add to the idea that some things wouldn't work as well.
well, maybe.
Maybe.
You know, the fox can be, if you're going to bring up that aspect of the fox can be also about being crafty and smart. I mean,
true
you
that.
know, you would have to be really smart in the way that you pull this move off a lot quicker, but I really think it has to do with the effort you would put out to make this move. And so I would just say this, I mean, start, maybe if you can't get it all done in a day, Your best bet is to start on the 1st and get all moved out by the 2nd. This gives you more wiggle room. So, in case, there's a time crunch here.
Good luck,
Good luck
Arlie.
with that. An angel wants an oracle.
I brought 3.
Well, it's my turn to do an oracle for Angel.
Alrighty.
I think you've been doing it.
I've done 1.
2. You did 2 in a row.
What were they?
I don't know. One was the earth and bone, I know for sure.
That's
I don't
right.
remember if you did the dark and light one for him, but you did do
dark
another
light.
one.
I also brought the Thoth Journey Oracle of Change.
Well, I'm going to use the Resurrection Oracle, and we'll see what we get.
Oh, I just remembered I do have a deck I haven't used yet. It was sitting over here.
But you know what, Mr. O?
Forgot it.
I will let you shuffle and cut the cards.
Alrighty.
All right. Here you go.
Okay, and so just another production note, but next Saturday our happy hour will be at 4 p.m. I'm
we
working
should
in
have
the morning.
said that earlier.
I know, but I wanted to say it again.
We didn't say it earlier. I said
I
we
thought
should
you
have
did.
said it earlier.
Well, you said it on your show in the morning.
Yeah. Dang. Okay.
That's okay. I also have it on some screen I can show in a minute.
Well, but people have come and gone, so
Well, that information will be available.
Not everybody stays for our entire exciting show. I don't know why. Anyway.
Please.
Well, this is definitely reversed. Let's see. Oh dear, Angel. It's reversed. It's growing old peacefully.
It says gracefully.
Gracefully. I'm sorry. Authentically you. Okay. So what does it mean when it's reversed? It's telling you, Mr. Rivera, you have to act your age. And then it says, well, not necessarily. To make the most of life, it's important not to take yourself too seriously. If you're stuck thinking, when I was younger, I used to be skinny, had flawless skin, was bright-eyed. Are you so lost in your search for eternal youth you are forgetting to live for today? You have evolved beautifully, and I am inviting you to look at yourself with kind eyes today. Have you ever heard someone body-shamed or trolled for not being up to society's beauty standards? Did you get livid that someone could be so cruel to a stranger? Then why would you allow yourself to be cruel to yourself? Look in the mirror and find your beauty, your grace. Say something wonderful to yourself. Carry this grace with you throughout your day to day. And for this week ahead, don't be so hard on yourself, but also, I just got to glom onto the other thing here because I'm a firm believer in this. Don't act your age. You don't have to act your age. I mean, it's fine to act your age. I'm comfortable with being, what am I now? Oh, God, 67. But, the thing is that you still don't have to act like you're 67. You can act like you're 37. You can act like you're 17. There are times where, those different facets and aspects of our life cycle, are relevant to what we're going through today. We got to have youthful fun in our lives. We got to cut loose sometimes. We've got to act old and mature sometimes. Be flexible with yourself.
Are you finally done? Take a breath already. You're as old as you think, so don't think at all.
Oh, he couldn't wait to get that out.
You betcha.
So I think here, that's a really cool card, actually, and we can't always keep all our hair, right, Mr. O?
Damn you.
And things like that, but
I guess I have to wear the bucket hat then.
get your own, Mr. O. And you have one. I
have
know
my
you
own.
do.
You're right. I am not bald. I'm just going that way.
So think about, are you aging gracefully? Are you respecting who you are today and loving who you are today? All aspects of you. Good luck with that, sir.
All right, Angel.
All right.
Kara. What does my elven fae ancestors have for you? And I'm going to use the Adrian Tarot, where all of the men and women look kind of enchanted, if not hot.
I love myself,
welcome,
arthritis
Angel.
and all. However, I do wish the arthritis could go away. And I keep working on that. All right, Kara. Whoops, I keep grabbing for those. Don't know
Wonder
why.
why. You're welcome, Angel.
Your elven ancestors.
They say keep the hair long to hide those pointed ears. Oh, that's not what you meant. So is this your reading?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, that's what I figured.
Oh, hi, Jennifer. Sadly, we cannot take you today. Our
Yeah,
list
we're
is
closed. We're
closed.
sorry.
Mr. O never put that sign up there.
Well, that's because I had to work it and I didn't have the chance to work it.
I see.
I would have to alter it because right now it says fibermagic.com.
So we're sorry, Jennifer. We're running late as it is. We've got like 3 more readings to do at the least. So
I just... If you want me to do things, I have to have
that's
almost...
fine. I'm still shuffling.
I know, but
Nobody's
sometimes-
rushing you.
it's not that. But you know how sometimes you say, don't talk, I'm trying to concentrate? Well, I get that too.
Everybody be quiet.
You're being mean.
Even when I help him, I'm being mean.
We're sorry the list is closed. Sorry. All right, so I was actually almost to doing something when you made me do that. Sorry, Kara, but she made you wait.
He should have done it long ago.
All right, so what do they have for you, or what do they want you to know? It's the upright Ace of Cups. I love that image. So they have nothing but love for you. They want you to find a way to begin love in your life, not necessarily in a relationship, but maybe by beginning something that really demonstrates what the depth of love you can have for something in your life is, a creative process, you know, taking care of other people, things like that.
They absolutely love you. They really want to open a channel with you and want you to open more of your heart or your spirit to them. And also, they want you to pursue something that you're really passionate about, that will bring joy into your life, whether it's a relationship or some project or goal that you wish to pursue.
Why is this important? The upright Nine of Swords, because they feel you need to think more about yourself and less about other situations. You need to try not to be sad for others, try to be happier for yourself.
Well, they...
And I don't feel that's true. Do you feel sad for others? Well, I guess you do, but is this really more about yourself?
So why is that important? I get the feeling here that they want you to separate what's real for you from what's illusory for you. What you know, I know this isn't the Seven of Cups, and sometimes I've used that for that card, but I think here they want you not to be haunted by the things that you haven't been able to accomplish
That's nice.
and do. They want you to not be haunted by that. They want you to move forward in a more constructive direction and open your heart to trying something that you're really passionate about without a fear that you're automatically going to fail.
Additionally, this could be saying too that maybe if there are any feelings where you feel you've let someone down because you didn't do these things, like people in your family or people you're close to, they don't want that for you. All right. So where will this lead? It's the reversed moon.
I knew it.
You knew that?
Yep. I don't know why, but I mean, I think this is going to lead to, well, I'm sure
Finding out.
My own personal feeling is this must be something on a spiritual or intuitive or psychic level that they want you to pursue. And I feel here that this will lead to strengthening your abilities, you know, to be more intuitive, to be more psychic, to connect, you know, with them on a deeper level as well.
Right. I mean, the idea of the moon reversed in the context of your question really says like maybe they want you to have more access to them and or all of those things.
Yeah, you know, I'm beginning to think that. And I'm wondering here if this is saying don't allow, you know, the sense of your fears to stop you from connecting more with them because they have a lot to share with you. I'm almost wondering if that is about that. But
don't eat the food when you're down there in the fairyland. You know what happens. The rod and the sun.
I think you will open yourself up to some quick enlightenment here by connecting more with them. And as a matter of fact, you know, the rod is here, and the rod can have some negative connotations, but the sun is positive. However, I almost think here it's saying that some of what you may discover about yourself or through your connections with the elven ancestors may be a little bit jarring to you. Maybe will surprise or shock you in some way. But it's all good, and it's all to your benefit here because the sun is here. And I think you'll be a lot wiser, you'll be a lot more open, and it's all very positive. I mean, you've got the sun and the moon in this reading, right?
That's what I thought I was going to be able to say. Okay, well, then I can only say...
I read you.
I know. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the banshee was here, and then I couldn't
Shed
hear.
a tear.
So that's what we have for you, and that's apparently what the Elven Fae ancestors have for you.
Good luck with that. We're on Christine. Hi, Christine.
Christine.
We're hitting the bottom here of the list, getting there finally.
Also me singing. That's got to be the bottom.
Yeah, we're hitting bottom if he starts singing. You're right.
You're welcome.
So what do we have for Christine? My question, what does Spirit want me to know? Okay. Well, I'm going to bring out the Raven's Dream because I'm going to put that aside next week too to get in more Halloween-y decks. So, let's use this one and see what we get. So Four of Swords reversed. So what does Spirit want you to know? It's time to re-energize. It's time to maybe, you've already done that, I think, as Spirit is saying. It's time to apply all the energy you have available to you into some goal, or just getting back out and doing things again in general. This is what Spirit is saying. It's a time to really work with that energy that you have.
And also, too, the Four of Swords can talk about, healing. So maybe what this is saying is you need to devote yourself more so to the healing that you are doing or that you need to do or will continue to do.
Well, it sounds like recovery to me when it's reversed. So,
Sure.
Anyway, why is this important? Well, because
it's the King of Pentacles.
Well, you know what?
Reversed.
It's the King of Pentacles reversed. Go ahead.
No, I just like to tell them before we lay them out.
I understand, but why don't you go ahead?
Fine.
I was trying to go
why
fast.
Why it is important is because you maybe are not really managing all these things that you need to in terms of getting to that spot here. This could be saying Spirit or whatever wants you to call into the fact that you have a lot of resources and things you can use, but maybe you're not quite pulling through on that.
So as I was saying about energy here, you've got a lot of energy that you should be utilizing towards something, I think Spirit is saying. That's why it's important. Spirit is feeling that maybe you've slacked off in some area of your life and you need to apply more energy to it. You need to maybe reinvigorate some aspect of self, or something that project or goal maybe you've put on the back burner. Now is the time to really stop being lazy about it or lethargic about it and put your energy in it.
So where will this lead?
Wow.
It's the reverse King of Cups.
Well, where it will lead could be disappointing. It could be that, maybe you waited too long, you will find out, to be able to get things where they needed to be. Maybe you hesitated and missed an opportunity because you were not applying your energy, and it might be too little, too late. You may find that out, and it might cause some disappointment.
Christine, I'm actually a little bit more ambivalent about what this card means here, because although I understand perhaps what the first two cards really meant for that, where this leads maybe is that you may decide you just need to have a harder edge about yourself when dealing with some of these things, whether it's, pushing yourself towards full recovery or trying to figure out what it is you've been letting mismanage that you can correct there. And so that this may be saying, like, if Spirit says that sometimes the soft answer or the soft way is okay, but sometimes maybe you're just going to have to pull on your big person boots and panties and get the job done that way too.
Your cards?
My cards. So here's the lily. And it's kind of funny because they're holding some sort of sharp-shaped
Lily's been coming up a bit today.
object. But then here's the scythe, who's definitely holding a sharp object. Is this card saying that maybe it's not about so much cutting away the change, but maybe just... is that cutting evolution? I'm getting a cross signal here. Do you want to help me out?
Well,
No,
the
you
scythe
don't.
is about cutting away at something. Cutting away at the things that are interfering with your long-term potential success here. So clearly, I think here, what this might be saying, sometimes cutting away at something allows you to focus on the more important things, the things you need to be. And so with what I was saying is you needed to put your energy in something, and now it's passed you by. So maybe it's time to stop thinking about this in the long term. Maybe this is a time to say, hey, I have to let this this thing go now because I missed the opportunity and I need to move on and find my growth elsewhere. I'm just beginning to wonder if that's it from what I interpreted the cards. I'm not going to be much help to you here other than to tell you some of the things that the lily can involve. We know it's about evolution. We know it can also be about maturity. We also know that it can be about flowering to some extent and innocence. So this might be a concept here too where this has really taught you a valid life lesson here. You know, the fact that you just misapplied and missed an opportunity that could have worked out for you, but, you know, you weren't ready to apply your energy where it needed to go.
Well, one could say that maybe if this leads you to be a little bit more harsh about this, that was probably not going to really work out for you.
You know, I think if there is one card, there's really more than one card in the Lenormand, but the one card that I find a little bit problematic is the lily. I'm going to be doing a little bit more study on the lily card so it doesn't throw us quite that much. But, you know, it's kind of funny because it reminds me of all the times I used to have problems with court cards in the tarot. It's very similar here with the lily. I'm like kind of sometimes stumped as to what it's trying to tell me. But the more I do it, the better we're getting. So at any rate, that's what we have for you, Christine. I hope some of this makes sense. Fortunately, it's going to probably become clear as time goes on. Good luck with that.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. All right, so bye-bye to these cards for a little while. I love this deck, though. Really am attached to that one. Okay, so we're on Raj. Rajaswari's question was, what Kalishwaran thinking about them, whether he wants to continue with me or has moved on. Okay. All right,
Some high tech.
your deck.
All right. Just regular 3 cards?
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my Tarot of the Origins.
All right.
Okay, our first card is the 5 of Cups, upright.
5 of Cups, upright. The end of our show, and you got an ambiguous deck.
Yeah, I know. I think these are the wands. So it's a reversed 3 of Wands and an upright 7 of Wands.
So this is what they're thinking of you and whether they want to continue with you or move on. Well, the 5 of Cups indicates some sort of disappointment or sorrow here. So I don't know, you know, if this is about you apparently or the situation. There's some disappointment or sadness, and so that might lead them to want to move on. But I almost feel like just by reading that card alone, that doesn't tell me that they necessarily want to move on. So we're going to go forward. Why don't you go ahead with that one? What do you say?
All right, so the idea here is that maybe it's a mixed bag, that maybe they feel like there are some things that they could move forward with you, but there are some things that maybe they're not sure about.
Oh, I see. So you're reading more than the 5. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just the 5.
Oh, that was just the 5?
That was me reading the 5.
Okay. I didn't get that from that, but that's just me. So the 3 of Wands, correct? Reversed? Mm-hmm. The 3 of Wands reversed. They may be feeling that things just aren't going to work out. They may feel like they're concerned that things aren't going to work out as they stand right now. Maybe that's why they're disappointed. They can't figure out, how to make things work out.
I agree with that. And so moving to the next card, the 7, though, makes me feel like they're going to just sort of stand in position, and they're not necessarily going to advance one way or the other. They're just going to sort of hang there in more or less their posture, which is not necessarily open or closed.
Well, that's interesting. No, I have no problem with that. That's an interesting thought. They're going to stand their ground a little bit about certain things. Let's just say, if there have been some disagreements, for example, between the two of you, they're going to stand their ground a little bit and be firm to the point where maybe nothing can work out. Sometimes people will say, well, this is my line in the sand, and that's it. And so I almost feel that way here, and they almost feel as if maybe they're worried about being boxed into a corner or something, that they have to either commit to something that they're not ready to commit with, or change in a way that they're not ready to do yet. I'm just thinking of the possibilities here.
Yeah, that's what it sort of seems like, is maybe they're just sort of in between really knowing what they want too. Okay, when we ask about relationships, I'm never sure what I feel when I see the letter.
Why?
Well, because I think of the American or Western world connotation of the Dear John letter.
True.
Alrighty, so I answered your question. And the Mountain.
Well, I think what this means is that there may be difficulties communicating. They may be very, they might find it very difficult to communicate their feelings to you right now, what they're going through, and maybe what they need to change. This could be texting, different things like that, talking, but usually the letter is in writing, but it doesn't always have to be. I feel here it's about a communication in some respect. And it feels here there are obstacles here. So are you guys not talking? Or if you are talking, maybe having a hard time addressing how they really feel and what they might be feeling disappointed about. They may just feel they don't want to confront it right now. They don't want to, they don't want to deal with it.
So there is no contact now, is what you're saying. And I would have to say that since we're reading this from their point of view, it is what Banshee said, that they're really having a hard time figuring out how they want to communicate. It may not necessarily be what they want to communicate. It may be the how.
It may be. And it may be that it's just difficult to overcome the obstacles because there is no communication. So.
And sometimes, like I said, that 7 of Wands there is sort of speaking to the idea that they're standing in place. They're not necessarily going one way or the other, but in some sense of that, they're sort of just holding their own position there.
Yeah, they're not willing to change right now.
I just sort of feel like maybe this sort of says you're going to be the one that's going to have to initiate something if you possibly can.
Yeah. I just feel that their feelings are not strong enough that they want to contact you, and they're harboring some disappointment or sorrow over the situation, because that's that 5 of Cups. They're not willing to, and here's the other thing, Raj. Usually when the 5 of Cups is reversed, I could maybe possibly think, maybe they want to pick those cups up and begin again where they left off. But I'm not seeing that here. They're not willing to look at what might be left or salvageable in this dialogue with you or communications with you and start over again. They're not willing to do that at this time.
right.
So good luck with that.
My goodness.
We're on Shreya. Well, Shreya's not here, right?
We don't
So-
think Shreya's
I don't
here.
think Shreya's here. I was going to add her at the end in case she stayed. But we're going to move on to Violet. And Violet, you can go ahead and post your question.
No, she wants the top and bottom card for
Oh.
My Thoth Oracle.
Well, you and that Thoth.
Well, I love this because,
Sorry.
you know, in a sense, the creators of this were inspired by the original Thoth deck, but really it comes across as even more positive kind of information, positive new age kind of stuff. Good night to you, Raj.
Take care, Raj.
It's a beautiful deck, and I did get it. It's a limited edition. Shuffles beautifully. Very colorful. Very alchemical in a way. More so in a way to me than the actual Thoth deck, which I do like, and I recognize, you know, it's very much it's alchemical
Take care, Raj.
stuff. So I believe they're always, always, always upright. I'll find out in a minute. Top and bottom. Aw. It's the Air Princess. So that would probably be the Page of Wands, I guess, or Page of Swords. Well, it's very long, so we're not going to read all of it. It's several pages worth.
Yes, I know.
The Air Princess invites you to examine a set of beliefs that you may have been adhering to for some time. You may need to take the role of the trailblazer to change a tradition, perhaps through creating upheaval around you. If this is what is necessary to secure your passage, try to ensure that your words do not hurt others unnecessarily, as they still may need to adhere to the old order rather than follow you into your new world.
Okay.
And so when I think about that, of course, it's the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords, you know, in a sense is really about finding the diplomatic, tactful way to explore things and to maybe, you know, be supportive of others, or to find ways to partner with others for things that really are about bringing a sense of grace and beauty.
I wish you hadn't closed your book because I wanted you to repeat the first sentence you made. I missed that part, but I think it might
Not
be
a
important.
problem. I'm there. The Air Princess invites you to examine a set of beliefs that you may have been adhering to for some time.
Okay. So I think here the message of this card might be, you know, that this is maybe a time to consider if those beliefs serve you well, or if it is time for you to explore the new. You know, because this is like the page, right? So this could be about doing some new exploration. You know, whether it is you're exploring the Thoth decks now, the Thoth path, or, you know, something else. Maybe it's time to examine if it's time for you to explore the new.
So from the bottom,
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I like it. So it's the Two of Wands.
Oh,
Fire, it says, fire two, and I like it. It looks like a portal. Very nice. So let's find it.
it could be validating your learning. Yes, it could.
Fire, fire, come to me. Here we are. All the way at the beginning, of course. So once again, I'll just read the last part because it is several pages worth. Fire 2 brings the conflict required to find balance, alerting you to the danger of being drawn into a one-sided approach. Giving up the need for control and certainty will open you to life's potentials, promoting trust in the deeper plan, which may be consciously unknown. Thunder and lightning, female and male, neither can exist without the other. Allow space for what has been neglected to bring the balance needed to move forward. And of course, that is pretty typical of the Two of Wands, the idea that we can move forward once we unite those things that maybe are the contradictions or oppositions we find within ourselves. We have to work it out to figure out how we can use them to move ourselves forward in balance.
I think the message here is twofold in that, it might be saying here that you shouldn't discard necessarily, even though it's calling upon you to assess your old beliefs and practices. This might also be saying, though, and to maybe consider the new, this might be saying don't throw it all away, though, that obviously you need to diversify. And I think here, too, this might be saying, as far as your present learning and path goes, that there's no one key even to the Thoth decks. As you can see, a lot of people have, written books on the Thoth decks, or a number of people, and there's different tools of the trade, like Mr. O's Thoth Journey deck here, which, seems to be taking its own approach to the Thoth world. So it might be saying you'll benefit from expanding your consciousness more, which is really what the two, as he said, is all about. It's an adventure. So dive all in and don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to one dogmatic approach.
The little rabbit wants to dive into the portal.
Yeah.
Lenormand. Bum, bum, bum. Crossroads. Bum, bum, bum. Nice. So don't be disappointed or don't feel like you got off easy because, of course, as you approach this point, there still will be some little things to work out. I know you're going to say something different.
I would just say this, with the mice, some of the learning might be tedious. Some of it might stress you out a little bit. Don't allow that to throw you off into, well, I'm done with it. I'm going to move in this. Don't let it confuse you. I guess I want to say that. Don't let it confuse you to the point where you're already going to be deciding, I need to move on from here. You're going to have to give it a chance to work through some of the difficulties you may have with it early on. Because if you hang in there, you'll be able to find your way through. You'll be able to find your way through the learning and find your comfort zone. But the bottom line is you can't allow little stresses and irritants to make you decide, I'm done with this path. Because you'll be selling yourself short. You're going to need to give this one a little bit of time and effort in order for you to really get something out of it. It's not going to happen overnight.
So as the challenges of what you're aspiring to and this process you can be involved in may try to give you more of a challenge or more of a deceptible moment by making you feel that the tasks or the situations associated with are harder. It's really just another test to make sure you understand you really are committing yourself to these changes and to moving through them.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that. Well, you might want to, I don't know if you have this one, but you might want to check out his Thoth Journey. I can't remember. You bought that? Was that from Britain?
I thought you helped me buy it, but maybe I bought it myself. It's from Seed Press. It did come from overseas.
I
don't know if there's an American
overseas, it's
distributor of it by now.
self-published work. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
All right, so another fabulous show is in the history
Half
books.
hour of overtime on that one.
Ah!
Somebody was dragging. I won't mention names.
I will, and don't beat yourself up for being slow.
Ooh. I have been, what is the word? Gaslit.
Working day and night hard. Have a great week, Jackie. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Thanks
I know
for
it's
joining
late for you,
us
so
today.
get some bed.
It's been great. Enjoyed reading for you all, and do come back and visit us again real soon.
Right.
Take care, everybody. Have a great week ahead, and see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.